Hi everyone. Welcome to our video about the top 100 important words in medical physiology. This video is great for anyone who wants to learn more about medical physiology in a simple, easy to understand way. Let's get started and learn these important words together. Homeostasis. The ability of an organism to maintain a stable, constant internal environment. Metabolism. The set of life-sustaining chemical reactions in organisms. Cell. The smallest unit of life that can replicate independently. DNA, Deoxyribonucleic Acid. The molecule that carries genetic instructions in all living things. Enzyme. Proteins that speed up chemical reactions in the body. Hormone. Chemical messengers that are secreted by glands in the body. Neuron. A cell that transmits nerve impulses. Osmosis. The movement of water molecules through a semipermeable membrane. Respiration. The process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Immune system. The body's defense against infectious organisms and other invaders. Blood pressure. The pressure of circulating blood on the walls of blood vessels. Cardiovascular System. The system that circulates blood and lymph through the body. Digestive System. The system by which food is broken down and absorbed. Endocrine System. The collection of glands that produce hormones. Muscular System. The system that allows the movement of the body. Nervous System. The network of nerve cells and fibers that transmits nerve impulses. Reproductive System. The system responsible for producing offspring. Skeletal System. The framework of bones and other connective tissues. Lymphatic System. The network of vessels through which lymph drains from the tissues into the blood. Excretory System. The system that removes waste from the body. Mitosis. The process of cell division in eukaryotic cells that results in two identical daughter cells. Meiosis. A type of cell division that reduces the chromosome number by half, creating 4 haploid cells. Oxygenation. The process of adding oxygen to the body's tissues. Hemoglobin. A protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. Antibody. A protein produced by the immune system to neutralize pathogens. Synapse. The junction between two nerve cells where impulses pass. Tissue. Groups of cells that have a similar structure and act together to perform a specific function. Organ. A part of the body that performs a specific function and is made of different tissues. Gland. An organ that synthesizes substances for release into the bloodstream or into cavities inside the body. Homeostatic imbalance. A disturbance in the body's equilibrium. Electrolyte. Minerals in the body that have an electric charge. pH. A measure of acidity or alkalinity of water-soluble substances. Endocytosis. The process by which cells absorb molecules by engulfing them. Exocytosis. The process by which contents of a cell are released to the exterior through fusion of the vesicle membrane with the cell membrane. Hemostasis. The process that stops bleeding at the site of an injury while maintaining normal blood flow elsewhere in the circulation. Metabolism. The breakdown of complex molecules in living organisms to form simpler ones. Anabolism. The synthesis of complex molecules in living organisms from simpler ones. Adrenaline, epinephrine. A hormone that increases heart rate and blood flow. Insulin. A hormone that regulates glucose levels in the blood. Platelet. A small blood cell that is involved in clotting. Autonomic nervous system. The part of the nervous system responsible for control of the bodily functions not consciously directed. Acts on the part of the nervous system along, thread-like part of a nerve cell along which impulses are conducted from the cell body to other cells. Basal metabolic rate. The rate at which the body uses energy while at rest to maintain vital functions such as breathing and keeping warm. Bile. A bitter greenish-brown alkaline fluid that aids digestion and is secreted by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. Biopsy. An examination of tissue removed from a living body to discover the presence, cause, or extent of a disease. Bronchi. The main air passages to the lungs dividing from the windpipe. Capillary. The smallest of blood vessels in the body, connecting arterioles with venules. Cartilage. A firm, flexible connective tissue found in various forms in the larynx and respiratory tract. Cerebellum. A major division of the brain that plays a role in motor control. Cerebrum. The largest part of the brain, associated with higher brain functions such as thought and action. Chromosome. A thread-like structure of nucleic acids and protein found in the nucleus of most living cells, carrying genetic information. Circadian rhythms. Physical, mental, and behavioral changes that follow a 24-hour cycle, responding primarily to light and darkness. Cytokines. Small proteins released by cells, especially those of the immune system, which have a specific effect on interactions and communications between cells. Dendrite. A short branched extension of a nerve cell, along which impulses received from other cells. Dermis. The thick layer of living tissue below the epidermis that forms the true skin, containing blood capillaries, nerve endings, sweat glands, hair follicles, and other structures. Diaphragm. A muscular partition separating the thorax from the abdomen in mammals. Duodenum. The first part of the small intestine immediately beyond the stomach. Efferent nerves. Nerves that carry signals away from the central nervous system in order to initiate an action. Electrocardiogram, ECG. A test that measures the electrical activity of the heart. Epidermis. The outer layer of cells covering the body. Fibrinogen. A protein in the blood plasma that is essential for the coagulation of blood. Gastric juice. A digestive fluid secreted by the stomach. Gene. A unit of heredity that is transferred from a parent to offspring and is held to determine some characteristic of the offspring. Glomerulus. A network of capillaries in the kidney that filters blood to form urine. Hematopoiesis. A network of capillaries in the kidney, the production of blood cells and platelets, which occurs in the bone marrow. Edema. Swelling caused by excess fluid trapped in the body's tissues. Ileum. The third portion of the small intestine, between the jejunum and the cecum. Innate immunity. The natural resistance with which a person is born, the first line of defense against pathogens. Jejunum. The part of the small intestine between the duodenum and ileum. Lactic acid. An organic acid formed in muscles during intense exercise. Leukocyte. A type of blood cell that is part of the immune system, white blood cell. Melanin. A dark brown to black pigment occurring in the hair, skin, and iris of the eye in people and animals. Myelin. A fatty substance that forms a sheath around the axons of some nerve cells. Nephron. The basic structural and functional unit of the kidney. Neurotransmitter. A chemical substance that transmits nerve impulses across a synapse. Lipase. An enzyme that is produced by the pancreas and breaks down fats. Osteoblast. A cell that secretes the matrix for bone formation. Pancreas. A large gland behind the stomach that secretes digestive enzymes into the duodenum. Phagocytosis. The ingestion of bacteria or other material by phagocytes. Pituitary gland. A major endocrine gland at the base of the brain that controls growth and development. Artery. A blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart to the body. Vein. A blood vessel that carries blood towards the heart. Alveoli. Tiny air sacs in the lungs where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. Amino acid. Building blocks of proteins in the body. Antigen. A substance that enters the body and starts a process that can cause disease. Appendix. A small tube attached to the large intestine. Bladder. An organ that stores urine. Bronchus. One of the two tubes that connect the lungs with the trachea. Cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. the fluid in and around the brain and spinal cord. Cilia, small hair-like structures that help move mucus and other substances through the airways.
Cochlea, a spiral-shaped cavity of the inner ear that plays a key role in hearing. Cornea, the transparent front part of the eye that covers the iris, pupil, and anterior chamber. Dendritic cells, immune cells that process antigen material and present it on their surface. Endoplasmic reticulum, ER, a network of membranous tubules within the cytoplasm of a cell. Erythrocyte, red blood cell, a cell that carries oxygen to all parts of the body. Gallbladder, a small organ that stores bile produced by the liver. Hypothalamus, a region of the brain that coordinates many activities, including temperature regulation. Iris, the colored part of the eye that controls the size of the pupil. Larynx, the voice box, an organ in the top of the neck involved in breathing, producing sound, and protecting the trachea. Lymph node, a small, bean-shaped organ that is part of the body's immune system.
See you in the next video.